If you think you lack willpower because you keep scrolling on your phone instead of studying, I have a massive psychological secret for you. Willpower is a myth.
Oh, absolutely, Mark. It's all about dopamine loops. Your brain isn't lazy, it's just wired to seek immediate rewards.
Exactly. Welcome back, everyone, to Speak English Now, the podcast where we master natural English while exploring fascinating ideas. Today, we are diving into the psychology of daily habits and human behavior.
Yes, and before we unlock these mental hacks, please do us a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to Speak English Now right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly guides.
Awesome. Now, Diana, why do psychological topics like habits, stress, and mindset have such a unique, high-level vocabulary in English?
Because psychology bridges our biology with our emotions, Mark. To discuss it naturally, you need words that describe subconscious processes, triggers, and cognitive patterns. Today, we are going to unpack how habits actually form in the brain and give our audience the exact vocabulary to discuss psychology fluently.
Let's look at how the brain builds a routine. In psychology, scientists talk about something called the habit loop. It consists of 3 distinct stages: the cue, the routine, and the reward.
That is a foundational concept, Mark. Let's break down that high-level vocabulary for our listeners. The cue, or trigger, the automatic stimulus that tells your brain to go into automatic mode. The routine, the actual behavior or action you perform. The reward, the positive signal that tells your brain, hey, this feels good. Remember this next time.
Let's use a real-world example. Imagine you feel stressed at work. That's the cue. You instantly reach for a sugary snack. That's the routine. Your brain gets a sudden rush of sugar and dopamine. That's the reward. Over time, this becomes an automatic, unconscious neurological pathway.
Exactly. In high-level English, when a behavior becomes completely automatic, we use the phrase, it becomes second nature.
Second nature is a beautiful idiom. It means an acquired habit that has become so deeply ingrained that it feels like you were born with it. For example, driving a manual car was hard at first, but now it's second nature to me.
Now, let's talk about the brain chemical that drives this entire loop, dopamine. Many people misunderstand dopamine. They think it's the chemical of pleasure, but psychologists have discovered it's actually the chemical of anticipation.
Oh, that is a huge psychological nuance, Diana. It's not about the reward itself, it's about the craving for the reward. In English, when we describe an intense, sudden desire for something, we say, I have a massive craving for, or I need my daily fix of.
Need a fix is a casual psychological idiom that describes a strong urge to experience a familiar reward. For instance, I can't start my morning without my daily fix of caffeine.
And because of this dopamine anticipation, our brains love things that are unpredictable. This is why social media apps are so psychologically addictive. They use what psychologists call variable rewards. You scroll, you get nothing, and then suddenly, boom, a funny video or a nice comment. It mimics the psychology of a slot machine.
It really does. And when people become hyper-aware of what everyone else is doing online, they suffer from a very common modern psychological phenomenon. We call it FOMO, fear of missing out.
FOMO is a massive cultural acronym now. It describes that deep anxiety that other people are having more fun or living better lives than you are. It can completely drain your mental energy.
So how do we actually break these negative loops? If willpower isn't enough, what does psychology suggest? One of the most powerful tools in cognitive behavioral psychology is called reframing.
To reframe something is a brilliant linguistic and psychological concept. It means to change the conceptual wrapper around a situation so you see it completely differently.
Yes. Instead of saying, I have to go to the gym today, it's going to be exhausting, you reframe it to, I get to move my body today and build my physical strength. You are shifting from a mindset of sacrifice to a mindset of opportunity.
In high-level English, when we talk about changing a deeply rooted perspective, we use the phrase, a paradigm shift.
A paradigm shift is a sophisticated term used to describe a fundamental change in an individual's approach or underlying assumptions. When you experience a paradigm shift, you look at the exact same world, but you see totally different things.
Another practical psychological trick to break a bad habit is to increase friction. If you want to stop watching so much TV, don't just say, I won't watch it. Take the batteries out of the remote control and put them in another room. That extra friction disrupts the automatic loop.
Now that we know how to disrupt bad loops, let's talk about building positive ones. One of my favorite psychological strategies from the book Atomic Habits is called habit stacking.
Habit stacking is incredibly effective, Diana. How do we explain it using high-level phrasing?
It means anchoring a brand new habit onto an old, established habit that is already second nature to you. The psychological formula is after I current habit, I will new habit.
Ah, perfect. For example, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, established habit, I will meditate for 2 minutes, new habit. You are leveraging the existing neurological pathway in your brain to support the new one.
Exactly. But the deepest level of psychological change doesn't happen at the behavior level. It happens at the identity level.
What do you mean by an identity shift?
Psychologists notice that if a person is trying to quit smoking and someone offers them a cigarette, they can answer in 2 ways. They can say, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit," or they can say, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker."
Wow, the difference is subtle but massive. The first person still identifies as a smoker who is trying to change their behavior. The second person has fundamentally shifted their identity. They have reconfigured their self-image.
Let's address a psychological issue that almost every ambitious person faces at some point: burnout. In the modern world, we praise hustle culture, but your nervous system has structural limits.
Absolutely. Burnout isn't just feeling tired after a long day. It is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. In high-level English, when someone is pushed past their psychological limits, we use these expressions. I am completely running on fumes. I've reached my breaking point. I am mentally checked out.
Let's break down running on fumes. This is a brilliant automotive metaphor. It means a car is completely out of gas, but it is moving forward just on the tiny bit of gas vapor left in the tank. When a human is running on fumes, they are operating purely on adrenaline with zero energy left.
And when someone is mentally checked out, it means they're physically present, but their mind has completely detached from the situation because of sheer exhaustion.
To prevent this, psychologists stress the importance of setting boundaries and practicing mindfulness, the psychological state of being fully present in the current moment without judgment.
Now let's tie this back to our language mechanics. When discussing serious psychological or emotional topics in English, your intonation and pacing carry huge weight.
Definitely, Mark. If you were talking about mental health or personal growth, speaking too fast or with a hyperactive tone can make you sound insincere or superficial. High-level speakers slow down their tempo, use pauses deliberately, and let their vowels stretch slightly to create a tone of trust and reflection.
For example, listen to the difference in connected speech here. It takes time to rewire your brain. A native speaker will naturally link takes time and blend your brain. It flows like a smooth, continuous wave of sound.
Try to mimic that steady, grounded rhythm when you practice speaking about personal topics. It instantly commands authority and respect.
What an intellectually stimulating episode today, Diana. We covered the mechanical anatomy of the habit loop, the role of dopamine, cognitive reframing, habit stacking, identity shifts, and avoiding burnout.
It was fascinating, Mark. Understanding the psychology of your mind is the ultimate shortcut to mastering any skill, including fluency in a second language.
Absolutely. Now let's pass the microphone to our amazing community for this week's psychological challenge.
Yes, go down to the comment section right now. Tell us about one small positive habit you want to build this month. Practice using our high-level vocabulary or an idiom from today's episode, like making it second nature or using habit stacking.
We can't wait to read your psychological insights. If this episode triggered a paradigm shift for you, please show us some support by hitting like, leaving a comment, and clicking subscribe to Speak English Now.
Share this video with anyone who is trying to improve their mindset and their English.
Keep understanding your brain, keep reframing your challenges, and keep speaking. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Take care of your mental energy.
Goodbye.